Ukraine is asking for a ban on Atomic Heart. So this is a game from a Russian company that is promoting it's sort of glorifying Soviet shit. And Ukraine is asking for a ban from Sony, Microsoft, and Valve. Now, obviously, it is within the right of the Ukrainian government to ask for a ban of it in their country. And I understand why they feel motivated to do so, obviously. But I was talking about this with Rimini this morning. It's the first thing that we were talking about this morning. Was that, like, I personally do not, we don't think that this is a good idea. We don't think it's a good idea because the more and more you fight something like this and you make it a huge deal and you try to ban it and you try to get people to stop playing it, it's just going to make everybody pay attention to it. It's going to give it so much more publicity than it had before. It is going to give it so much more power than it had before. That's completely unnecessary. Like, before this, nobody was really, like, the game, from what I can tell, is, like, kind of mid. And not a lot of people were really paying attention to it at all. So, I mean, it's just another piece of media that people can engage with however they want to. And, again, like, trust me, I understand why Ukraine wants to ban it. But I personally think that it's not the right call, and I don't think that it's going to really help that much. Because to be quite honest with you, people in Ukraine don't need a game or a game ban. Like, that is not going to affect their opinion on Russia right now. Like, everybody I know in Ukraine, all my friends that are still there, fucking hate Russia. Because Russia's firing missiles at Ukraine. I literally cannot go home. Lots of us cannot go home. We're stranded all over the world. I cannot go back. So the game being there or being banned or being not is not going to change the reality of the situation that Russia fucking sucks. Like, nobody's going to play the game and all of a sudden be like, you know what? That missile in my apartment complex wasn't that bad. So I just feel like, you know, trying to ban stuff like this, it's just not going to really help. But I want to get angry and boycott everyone every time. Well, you can. I mean, I won't play it. No one I know is going to buy it or play it. Because of course I don't want to support a Russian company if I can avoid it, because Russia's waging war on Ukraine. But if someone buys the game, if someone's playing the game, I don't think that they're an enemy of Ukraine. I think that's stupid. It's incredibly stupid to say. Like, it's a game. So, yeah, I wouldn't buy it. I would encourage other people not to buy it, but I wouldn't force you not to buy it. I wouldn't say that it's like us versus them. It's me versus everybody who's gonna buy. No, that's stupid. I would encourage you to not buy it, but if you do buy it, that's fine. I respect your choice to buy it or not buy it because it's a fucking game. I'm so tired of this shit, man. I can understand why Ukraine would want to ban a game that they've said they're worried about data from users being transferred to Russia because it's a Russian company. But, I mean, I still don't think it's a good idea, personally. I think, and by the way, why would they decide to try to ban it? Why would they decide to ban it after the game came out? Like, if you're going to ban it, maybe ban it before it comes out. Because I think they already managed to sell a little bit before the ban went through. Like I said, I will personally boycott the game. I will personally not play this game. But if other people choose to play it or not, that's fine. That is A-okay. Because it's a big team of people that worked on it. And I saw here the composer, Mick Gordon, composer for the Atomic Heart game, donates his entire fee, everything that they paid him, to Ukraine. which is pretty awesome. I was really happy to see that. He donated his fee for writing music for Atomic Heart to Red Cross Ukraine Crisis, which is great. He said, I believe it's important to separate the actions of a government from the actions of individual citizens. The game is truly an international effort with 130 developers contributing to the project from more than 10 different countries. I mean, that is, of course, a thing to consider in your personal decision whether or not to boycott it, which is up to you. People have been really criticizing the company because of their neutral statements on it. We want to assure you that Mundfish is a developer and studio with a global team focused on an innovative game and is undeniably a pro-peace organization against violence against people. Since then, the studio denied claims that it collects data on players for Russian security services. I mean, it's a pretty middling and safe statement to make, but you also, I don't think that they are in Russia. I think they're in Cyprus, like a shitload of Russian companies are. I wonder how much freedom they actually have to oppose the war, because can't you go to prison for like 15 years for opposing the war if you say that out loud in Russia? It is a deeply culturally Russian product. I mean, that is true. Like, there are some things about it that definitely glorify Soviet shit. But, I mean, I really feel like all that's separate. It's up to you if you want to boycott it or not. But I do think that these kinds of big bans just make people pay so much more attention to it than they would have otherwise. And I feel like you give a lot more power to something than it would have otherwise had. Not like it will matter to people in Ukraine who, like, are just not, like, not going to change their minds.